Bethany from 4 Leaf Furniture. I'm going to show you guys how to decoupage a drawer tonight. It's the evening and there's no sunlight, and so we're in my bathroom. Everyone loves crafting 2 feet from the toilet. So anyway, my husband's eyes are getting big. We're going to start with our drawers, and just a little trick that I like to do, I always take a piece of chalk and I number my drawers, because some of these old pieces that you have, when you take the drawers out, sometimes they don't fit right back in because of heat. They've warped and certain ones go in certain spots. So I have my drawers labeled, and then of course I have all my tools. A lot of people use Mod Podge. I like Mod Podge. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I needed to order a couple more dollars to get free shipping, so I'm gonna try this. This is Fusion Mineral Paint Decoupage Transfer Gel. So I'm gonna try this, guy. This was about 12 bucks on their website. Came with my paint. So I'm gonna try this glue. You need a straight edge. I use either an old credit card or a gift card, something like that'll work. Good scissors. You need good scissors. I love my Fiskars. These are great scissors. Cheapo chip brush. This is at the craft store and the dollar store and Home Depot, I think, for $1. And then a little junk rag that I can sit on. So, and then I'm gonna use this. This is wrapping paper. I like wrapping paper because it's thick. You can use basically anything. You can use napkins, shower curtain, tissue paper. The reason I like this is because it has the lines on the back. My husband can vouch for you. I can't cut straight to save my life. And so this really helps me. This helps me line it up and cut it really straight. So this is what these are a couple of them that I've done already. But we'll get started. So first I'm gonna come over here, and I chose a pattern that I don't have to line up. And I like doing that. Lining up isn't too difficult, but I don't even want to think about it or worry about it. And I like the abstract of the different things. I got 2 on here, so what I can do is I can turn the paper upside down and then it'll be a different pattern. So I already have the top portions on here. I'm going to use the bottom, which is the top. So I'm using this guy up here. And the thing about my paper is that it's exactly, I measured it before I bought it, it's exactly the width of the drawer. So make sure you measure your drawers before you buy your stuff. But I'm risky. I'm gonna be risking it, but we'll try it anyway. We switched around a little bit. So I wanna look at my patterns and make sure how they look with the other ones. So these are the order of my drawers. And I just want to take a quick peek, make sure they're all different pieces of it. I decided to put the black more on this side because that one's on there. I think if you switch it, it's just a little too much darkness on that side. So I'm going to go this way. So I just cut it down roughly, but I'm going to do this. I want a little overhang here and a little overhang here, so when we're done, we can just chop it off super easily. It gives me a little bit of play. So I'm just feeling where it is, and this is why I love these boxes. So I'm gonna cut just one more square off of there, and that'll help me. My Fiskars with my geriatric guard on them. It's helpful. So I got this paper. I get all my wrapping paper on Society 6. You can see their logo right there. They're not paying me, but I like that one because it's all local artists, and what they do is they submit their designs to the website, and then the website prints their things on all sorts of things under the sun. My cell phone case is from them, and that's someone's artistic design. So it's nice because it supports local artists, and it's not that expensive. This paper was on sale. I got 6 nice big sheets for about 10 bucks, which is really good. You have some decoupage paper, it's like 30 bucks per ream. No thanks, we're on a budget. We're quarantining and we're on a budget, so. All right, this is the commitment time. So I lined it up, I like where it's at. And now I'm gonna put my glue on and make sure it's not all dusty. And I'm just gonna go to this edge. I thought about going around it, but this just wasn't sticking very well. So I'm gonna go and glue up to here. And then get it off there. So take my Fusion Mineral Paint Decoupage glue. And I'm going to be very, very liberal. And I like this stuff. What I like about it is, so far, is that it has a really long open time. I had my brush and was first working on these out by the living room watching a movie with the kids, and then when we came in here. And normally your brush dries with all the glue on it and it's gross and crispy, but it's still wet on here. So that's nice. It gives me a lot of time to work on it. The only thing is I use so much, and this jar is pretty small, so we'll see how many projects that little jar takes. So just put it on pretty liberally. Make sure you get your corners really well. That's gonna be the biggie. And we're gonna go back and do those once it's kind of dry anyway. Clumping up there. All right. Looking good. This is the nerve-wracking part. Luckily, with the second one, it let me lift it and re-stick it again. So I cut extra, but like I said, side to side, I don't have any leeway, any play. So very lightly, loosely put that on. I'm gonna feel that actually feels pretty good. So start with your tool from the center. If you don't, it'll have big, huge bubbles. You may need to lift a little on this. Just quite fine. One there. As you're laying it down, your paper is going to get wet, which is fine, but just be aware of that. You can't play with it too much when it's tacky. When it's too tacky. Just try to smooth it as much as you can. Get rid of those wrinkles and bubbles. Work from the middle. Yeah, wipe off your excess glue. They have tools for this too. I've never used anything but this. I'm pretty happy with the gift card. So I've been smoothing out the bubbles for probably about 4 or 5 minutes. It takes a little bit of finessing, but I just want to show you on the corners here. I would just lay it flat and just go right over. Takes a little bit of elbow grease, but that way I know that my corners are sealed and have glue on them. Remember, I have this gap that goes right here. I'll show you what to do with that here in a minute. I recommend starting with the bottom drawers, just till you get the hang of it, because that won't be the first thing they see. I didn't do that here. Do as I say, not as I do. So you get all your, oh, that one turned out pretty good. After you get all smooth, go ahead and get your corners. If you guys have any questions about products or technique or anything, just leave me a message. I'll get back to you too. No problem. So now this, it's so funny how the paper stretches. I have a little bit of a lip here now. So I am gonna have to stop to sand that off when I'm done, but it's funny how once you get the paper wet, it kind of stretches and it fits over. So that I'm happy with. Not any bubbles. So I'm gonna roughly, very roughly, cut out this middle portion. Just cutting off the excess stuff. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't, ooh, that was even a little tight. I shouldn't even be that close. I've seen some decoupage and I'm like, what about the curves? And they never show what they do. So here's the edge right there. But now I can come through and do the same thing and work my edge down. I had too much paper there before and it wasn't gonna stay. So this one I'm gonna let dry for a minute. You can start to see where our crease is right there. So this guy's gonna dry. This guy I did a couple minutes ago. I'm just gonna check my corners. Make sure everything is down. It's actually feeling pretty good. I think I already did the corners on this one anyway. Yeah, so what I would do, this one will do it, but I've already done it. So this will peel up a little bit. I just take my brush, do a little bit on the corner down and the paper and smooth it over again because corners seem to pop up there. So after you're happy with how it's all dried, it's all down pretty sturdily, that's the word, I'm making things up, you're gonna cover it in your decoupage stuff. So I'm curious how many coats with this stuff it's gonna take me, but I start from the beginning. Or from the center. And this is the fun part. Dries clear, of course, just like the Mod Podge. Make sure you get it in there. This is what makes it nice and glossy and stiff. And the reason you want it stiff, it's kind of like a coat of plastic over the top of it. It'll help. So, like any painter that's doing their top coat, you gotta get your smooth lines once you get it on there. When the sun hits it, if you have brush strokes, you want them to be nice and even. But you want it stiff so when you're done, you can clean it up real nice. So that one, leave that to dry. So once you put enough coats of this on there, it gets stiff, and I have this lip here. You just take your sanding block and you just straight down, and it'll just sand it right off, and you'll have a beautiful smooth edge without the extra part on it. This is still wet, so I can't show you. Maybe I'll add that on at the end, but that's how you're gonna get your nice outline. So that's how you decoupage a drawer. If you have any questions, just leave me some messages. Don't forget to like and follow for more videos, and have a good night. Okay, so after this is all dry, I'm gonna show you guys how to do your edges. So, nice sanding block here, and just sand it down. And this way, don't go up, but it just sands right off. And then you're left with a nice line. And if you need to get some glue in there and re-stick it, that's fine. But this way, you have an absolutely perfect edge.